Whoopsies. Start over. My finger is in front of the camera.
Right.
Yeah.
So there are three ways to vary the pitch of a string instrument. The first way is the tension, or how tight the string is pulled. The second is the mass of the string, or the thickness of the string itself. And the third is the length of the string when you pluck it. And then so velocity is how fast the wave, or how long it takes the wave to travel from one crest to another crest, or adjacent crests, or adjacent troughs. And wavelength is how far those two crests are apart, or troughs are apart. And frequency is the wavelength over the wave velocity. And the primary variable responsible for changing the pitch is the pitch of a string instrument is. So the three ways of varying the pitch of a wind instrument is the length of the wind instrument, or a straw, if you're playing on a straw, the air pressure, or how hard you're blowing into the wind instrument, and the width or circumference of the wind instrument. And frequency, wavelength, and wave velocity are pretty much the same as a string instrument. The wave velocity is how fast it travels. The wavelength is the length between the two crests or two troughs. And the frequency is still wavelength over wave velocity. So then, in a wind instrument, the nodes, or in any instrument, the nodes are where the wave are on a standing wave where the wave stays still. So in a wind instrument, it'd be the entrance of a wind instrument, or where you're blowing into, and then the hole at the end where the air comes out. And if you make the wind instrument shorter, then that will make the wavelength shorter because it moves the note forward. So that's how you change the pitch. And then the antinodes are where the wave is constantly moving. So if you're blowing into a straw, it would be at the halfway point of the straw. So resonance is where, if you have a closed wind instrument, it makes the note where it reflects off of whatever is closing the wind instrument. And when you get it to the right length, so the note is hitting right on the reflection, that you get resonance. So it makes it really clear ring.
And wizard sleeves, hammer pants and make-believe, pirate ships sailing off the sea. Will you come party with me in my castle, in my castle, in my castle, in my castle. This is for the freaks and for my magicians, booty clapping, lap dancing technicians.
Law of refraction is a law for mirrors that states that the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. What the incidence is, the incidence ray is the ray of light that strikes a surface of like an object. Reflected ray, the ray of light that reflects off a surface. A normal is a line that is perpendicular. Angle of refraction, the angle formed between a reflected ray and a normal. Angle of incidence, the angle formed between an incident ray and a normal. And a diagram.